Keeping workers protected on the job is a legal and moral duty for every company, and in many workplaces can only be maintained through the use of sophisticated, specialized equipment. E.D. Bullard Company has manufactured and distributed the very finest personal protective products since 1898. In fact, Bullard invented the most visible item of all personal protective equipment, the hard hat. Bullard also pioneered the design and manufacture of hood-style supplied air respirators in the 1930s. Since then, Bullard has continued to develop effective personal protective equipment in response to the requirements of the ultimate customers, working men and women everywhere. For your protection, your employer has selected the Bullard CC20 series supplied air respirator, an effective personal protective device. It will work properly only if you understand and operate it correctly. This video will help you understand and operate the Bullard CC20. However, you must still read and follow the CC20 instruction manual. NIOSH, the government agency which tests and certifies respirators, has approved the CC20 as a Type C continuous flow class respirator. The CC20 is not approved for use in any atmosphere that is immediately dangerous to life or health, or from which you cannot escape without using your respirator. If you are unsure whether your work atmosphere is immediately dangerous to life or health, ask your employer. Supplied air respirators protect by allowing you to be supplied with clean, breathable air and by providing a physical barrier between you and your environment. The CC20 series selected by your employer is a soft hood style which is especially comfortable for workers with beards or prescription eyewear. No respirator fit testing is required. The hood helps protect the entire head and neck from airborne contaminants. A large plastic lens provides excellent peripheral vision, so wearers should not feel closed in. When properly used, the CC20's patented air delivery system will provide a continuous flow of air from a remote source. The air source must continuously provide clean, breathable air. This allows for easy breathing within the hood, helps reduce respiratory fatigue, and the possibility of lens fogging. As air enters the hood, the inner collar inflates, providing a snug, comfortable fit around the neck. Typical applications for the hood-style CC20 series include pharmaceutical manufacturing, chemical or pesticide handling, tank cleaning, spray painting, and other industrial or agricultural applications in which hazardous contaminants are present. There are three basic components to the CC20 respirator system: the respirator hood, breathing tube assembly, and air supply hose. All three components must be present and properly assembled to constitute a NIOSH-approved respirator. Let's review each component as we assemble the CC20 respirator system. The hood covers the head, neck, and face and is available in a variety of styles and materials to match user preferences and workplace applications. The 20T is a comfortable hood with no bib. The 20TIC hood features a long inner bib that tucks into your shirt or coveralls. And the 20TICH features the inner bib and a Bullard hard hat for head protection. Each of these models is made of Tyvek QC, a polyethylene-coated nonwoven fabric from E.I. DuPont. In addition, CC20 hoods are available in other materials: Tyvek QC with taped and sealed seams, Tyvek with Ceranex 23P coating and taped and sealed seams, and nylon. To assemble the hood, first size the headband by squeezing the edges of the buckle to release the band. Slide the band inward till the circumference is fairly small. While maintaining pressure on the buckle, slide the headband down over your head. The band automatically adjusts to your size and locks when you release the buckle. If you are using the optional ratchet headband, turn the ratchet counterclockwise to loosen. Place the band on your head and then tighten till comfortable. When worn correctly, the headband will keep your hood in place. If needed, an optional chin strap may be mounted on the headband for additional comfort and stability. After the headband is adjusted, remove it from your head and install it into the hood. To do this, first remove the tissue paper from the plastic lens. Hold the hood with the clear lens facing you. Insert the headband with snaps facing front. Snap into the corresponding snap studs mounted on the plastic lens. If your work application requires head protection, the 20TICH respirator hood used with the Bullard hard hat meets the current ANSI standard for protective headwear. The second component of your respirator is the breathing tube assembly, which connects the respirator hood to the air supply hose. It consists of a breathing tube, a constant or adjustable airflow control device, and a belt. Bullard also manufactures several climate control devices to use with the CC20 respirator. To assemble the breathing tube, first remove the nylon clamp. The foam piece inside the tube helps reduce the noise level of the incoming air supply. Do not remove it. Insert the breathing tube into the air entry sleeve of the respirator hood until the red mark is inside the sleeve. Secure the breathing tube to the hood by installing the nylon clamp over the air entry sleeve and breathing tube, and by inserting the clamp locks through the 2 holes in the plastic anchor plate. These clamp locks should face away from your neck. Squeeze the clamp locks together until they are tight. The breathing air source should be away from your work site or other sources of contamination to ensure the air remains contaminant-free. The Bullard CC20 respirator must be supplied with clean, breathable air at all times from a properly equipped breathing air compressor or Bullard free air pump. Always use an inlet filter on your air source and any monitors and alarms necessary to assure clean, breathable air. The third component of your CC20 respirator is the air supply hose, designed for use only in breathing air applications. It connects the breathing tube to the air source. The type of air supply hose required for your work environment is determined by the type of air source, compressed air, or a Bullard free air pump. Before donning the CC20 respirator hood, connect the quick disconnect fitting on the breathing tube assembly to the quick disconnect coupler on the approved air supply hose. Make sure you are connected to grade D breathable air with the airflow turned on. Do not connect your air supply hose to nitrogen, toxic gases, inert gases, or other unbreathable non-grade D air sources. Failure to connect to the proper air source may result in your death. The breathing air pressure table in your instruction manual defines the correct Bullard hose type, hose length, and required air pressure ranges. Adjust the air pressure at the point of attachment, where the air supply hose connects to the breathing air source, to within the approved pressure range. A pressure regulator and gauge must be present at this point of attachment, so you may monitor and regulate the pressure during actual respirator operation. If the pressure is too low, you will not receive enough airflow. If the pressure is too high, the hood will tend to lift off your head. In addition, excessive pressure and noise may cause discomfort or even hearing loss. Consult your instruction manual for the correct pressure settings. While still outside the contaminated work environment and with air flowing, the respirator is now ready to use. Put on the CC20 respirator by inserting your chin first. Remember, it is important to position the headband or hard hat properly for a stable fit, since the hood moves with you as you move. If using a hood with an inner bib, with a co-worker's help, tuck the inner bib into your shirt or coveralls. This helps provide additional splash and overspray protection, and the air discharge from the hood will help to cool your upper body. Pull the outer bib over your collar. Attach the belt at waist or hip level and adjust for comfort. Remember, the belt supports the weight of the breathing tube assembly in the air supply hose and keeps them from interfering with your movement or pulling the hood from your head. If your work involves overspray, you may apply optional adhesive-backed lens covers that are designed to protect the respirator's plastic lens. Apply 2 or 3 lens covers at a time. When the lens cover becomes soiled, remove the outer lens by pulling the tab to clear your vision. With air flowing into the respirator, you are now ready to enter the work area. If a separate air supply source is provided in the work area, disconnect your air supply and always reconnect immediately upon entering the work area. If you are using a model with an adjustable airflow control valve, you may adjust the flow by turning the knob. Regardless of the control valve position, your CC20 respirator will provide you with an adequate flow of air if the air pressure is correctly maintained at the point of attachment. Leave the work area wearing the respirator and with the air still flowing. Once outside the contaminated area, you can remove the respirator and then disconnect the air supply hose at the quick disconnect couplers. Some applications may require you to disconnect inside the contaminated area. If so, immediately leave the area, then remove your respirator. To prevent transfer of contaminants to the inside of the hood, do not put your hands inside the hood. Instead, grasp the fabric on top of the hood and pull the respirator off. Depending upon your work application, the hood is durable enough to reuse, yet inexpensive enough to dispose of after each use. Your employer should outline doffing procedures and designate specific areas for removing and storing the respirator. Be sure to follow the specified procedures. It is your responsibility to carefully inspect this respirator and components before and after each use. If there are any signs of wear, tear, or damage, remove the respirator from service immediately. See your instruction manual for complete step-by-step instructions. Store the reusable components where they are protected from contamination, distortion, and damage. Bullard carefully designed and manufactured the CC20 respirator to provide you with adequate respiratory protection. NIOSH tested and approved the respirator to provide you the assurance that it performs to protect you. Here is some important information to keep in mind. Do not modify or alter any part of this respirator, or you may reduce or eliminate the protection originally provided. Replace worn or damaged parts with MSHA NIOSH approved Bullard CC20 components and replacement parts. Any alterations void the NIOSH approval and Bullard's warranty. Read instructions and warnings before using any respiratory protection equipment. Do not use in poorly ventilated areas or confined spaces such as tanks, small rooms, tunnels, or vessels unless the confined space is well ventilated and the contaminant concentrations are known to be below recommended limits. Check the air source. Do not connect your air supply hose to nitrogen, toxic gases, inert gases, or other unbreathable non-grade D air sources. Failure to connect to the proper air source may result in your death. Leave the work area immediately if breathing becomes difficult, if you become dizzy or sick, if you taste, smell, or see contaminants inside the respirator hood. Bullard respirators used with compressed air or Bullard free air pumps offer efficient and economical respiratory protection. They are easy to use and easy to maintain. Since their introduction in the early 1980s, Bullard's CC20 series positive pressure respirators have grown to be one of the most widely accepted hood-style respirators. By offering better protection and greater comfort than negative pressure air purifying respirators, CC20 respirators have changed the way workers feel about respiratory protection.